Well, maybe it's time to see Phil Sheehan and his staff at NC Tractor for a new Massey Ferguson tractor or mower. Massey Ferguson is a company that's been around for over 175 years. That says a lot about a company. And paired with Phil Sheehan, who's been in business for over 25 years, that says a lot about his Phil and his staff. Knowledgeable about their product, and they stand behind every sale. Massey Ferguson is the last tractor you'll ever need. NC Tractor, a dependable and reliable company that'll be there after the sale. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton. Good morning. Lou Gilman with your forecast for today. Looking for sunshine with highs around 60 degrees. Clear tonight, lows around 30. For tomorrow, rain. Highs around 50. Overnight lows around 30. Sunny for Saturday. Highs around 50. Overnight lows around 30 degrees. Partly sunny on Sunday. Highs around 55. Overnight lows around 30. Monday cloudy. Highs around 55. Overnight lows around freezing. And then partly sunny on Tuesday. Highs around 40 degrees. You're listening to Pure Country, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Welcome to All Things Rutherford, here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Now here's your host, Todd and Tracy.
All right, y'all ready?
Good Thursday morning.
Good Thursday morning.
Welcome to the show. What is this?
It's the next big thing.
Whatever it is, it better be good.
And
They better entertain me.
I entertain y'all, so entertain me. Are you ready?
Let's start the show.
Let's get this thing started.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Welcome to Thursday morning right here at WCAB 100.9 AM 590. And we are sounding wonderful on the radio.
Yes, we are. I am loving our country. I listen to us all the time.
Pure country. That's right here. This is the Todd and Tracy Morning Show, heard daily right here, Monday through Friday, every day from 7 until 8. That's where you'll find us in the Blue Room.
Yes, sir.
Broadcasting from beautiful downtown Whitesides Road for now. We're going to be moving in a couple of months or so. We're going to be up downtown Rutherfordton. So
we're going to be upper crust.
That's right. That's the good part of the bread.
Yeah.
So you'll even have an opportunity to come and hang around the building while we're broadcasting, if you
exactly
so
right.
choose to.
Yeah. Come and stop in and say hello anytime.
What if they'll install us a coffee pot out there for
I'm sure
people
we can
dropping
probably.
by?
Oh, that's an easy fix right there.
We'll
do it.
Got that. You know what'd be cool? Get one of those little K-cup things. Woo! Instant cup of coffee.
Yeah, it would be.
What do they call it?
I don't know. I've not got one. But yeah, Keurig.
That's
I couldn't think the name of it.
Couldn't think of what that was called. K-cup. So yesterday, here's a funny story. I got called.
A funny one.
I got called to the ER. They having a problem with a television out there, and come to find out that wasn't something I could mess with. But I was sitting there trying to get the remotes to change the input on a channel, and I was just kind of standing there in my own little world.
Yeah.
The ER is buzzing all around me, and what I'm doing is I'm thinking, and I'm just standing
That's scary.
still. And this lady walks up to me and she puts her hand on my shoulder and she says, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine, yeah." "Why?" And I look and I'd cut my arm and I was bleeding all down my arm. I mean, it was like puddling.
Todd.
I was covered in blood. And
we are bosom buddies.
Like,
I've got a boo-boo too.
She was like, "Well, I thought maybe you were." I said, "Oh, I didn't even know I was bleeding, honestly."
We match on the same arm. We got cut on the same arm. Yeah, I was with one
Around
of my
12
clients.
o'clock yesterday.
It probably was.
Wow.
It probably was.
How creepy
I
is
was
that?
over at Anchor Down, and I was patting her little dog on the head, and he didn't mean to. He wanted to keep playing. He wanted to play, and he grabbed my arm, my flesh instead.
Well, you'll have that. So I didn't even realize I was bleeding, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm fine."
Oh, well, at
She
least
said, "Well, I seen you were bleeding."
At least there was human compassion out there still.
I mean, it looked worse than it really was because this whole section was just running blood, and it looked horrible. Like I'd been stabbed or something.
I looked like I've been in a fight.
I should have said, "Well, y'all were under attack, and I took care of it."
I came to the rescue.
I'm
just here to get a couple of stitches.
No, I was trying to adjust the input on this television, and all of a sudden it made me bleed.
Speaking of televisions and stuff last night, well, my internet was out. there was
Carolina
a tree.
West was having a problem
Yeah,
over
they were.
toward Golden Valley over that way last
Yeah,
night.
they sure were, because I couldn't call out. Every time I'd call my kids, it would die.
Yep.
Couldn't receive a text, couldn't get a text. That's just, I hate when things like, I know there was a tree across the road.
Yep, it could have been part of it.
Close to the house. So that's,
Also, in between Forest City and Ellenboro, if you're going from Forest City to Ellenboro, or if you're going from Ellenboro to Forest City, the bridge there, right at Iron Ink Tattoo, where Sunshine's place is right there, over the Broad River, that is closed.
Oh, is it really?
You can't go across that. You'll have to detour around the back roads. So, yeah, what happened is debris came down the river, and Sunshine had it on a video, and it hit one of those pylons.
Oh, wow.
And it almost knocked it down.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah,
I'm
it
glad
about
you
fell.
told me that, because I go that way sometimes.
Yeah, you can't go that way. Also, Green Street out here at the end of Whiteside Road, if you go straight across, that is going to be closed. I think Robbie Samuel said that was going to be closed for
I think
a
he said
couple
2
of years.
years.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's going to be
Yeah,
a big deal.
it really is, because that is a major cut through.
So, yeah, just a reminder, Green Street and the bridge there going out of Forest City. If you go out of Forest City, down past the old Coca-Cola plant down the hill, the train tracks go over there, and you get to the bottom of there's that bridge. That bridge is going to be closed. So,
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of effects after the fact, aren't we?
yeah,
So,
oh yeah, yeah.
Gosh, I
that
got
was
it this morning. My car was, it seemed like it was extra iced over this morning for some reason.
that's
Wow.
a lot of debris came down the river, and just a lot going on. In UNC Tar Heel basketball last night, I would guess. I don't. UNC won 67 to 54 over NC State.
Ooh.
I think that's basketball.
Well, I know Brenda
I didn't
Kelly will be
realize-
happy.
I didn't realize we were in basketball season already. Where have I been?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. Creighton Loveless checking in on the YouTube this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Chad Medford also stopping in, said, good morning, Tracy and Todd. Happy Thursday.
Good
Happy
morning,
Thursday to
Chadwick.
you as well, Chad. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's go ahead and get started with our Thursday morning call-around report. We will go to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department as our first stop after you hear this from Dakota Lifts, a Chronicles of the Old West.
One sometimes wonders if certain characters from the Old West became famous simply because of their name. Johnny Ringo, for instance. There was another such character. His name was Michael O'Rourke. A nice name, but not romantic. However, his nickname was Johnny Behind the Deuce. It comes from a particular bet in Faro. Johnny was an 18-year-old gambler who, on January 14, 1881, happened to be in Charleston, Arizona, a mining town about 10 miles from Tombstone that incidentally no longer exists. Johnny and a buddy were having lunch when mining engineer Philip Schneider came into the restaurant and sat with some other men at the table next to Johnny. Philip made a comment about how cold it was, and Johnny agreed, to which mining engineer Schneider said sharply, "I wasn't talking to you." Within seconds, the muscular Philip Schneider and slightly built Johnny Behind the Deuce were face to face. The other men separated them, and Johnny left, stating that if Philip came outside, he'd lick him. Johnny got his friend's pistol. Before long, Philip came out of the restaurant, saw Johnny, and headed toward him. When they got next to each other, Johnny showed his pistol, but Philip said he wasn't afraid. Johnny then shot Philip in the head, killing him instantly. Johnny dropped the pistol and started running. Unfortunately, a constable saw the whole thing and grabbed Johnny before he could escape. Johnny Behind the Deuce is now in jail. The story over? As we shall see tomorrow, the story has just begun. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
10 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. If I don't have the microphones on when I'm talking to the people on hold, they're never going to hear me.
Just something about that works, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. Deputy Butron about to hang up on me and start a malicious phone call alert. He wouldn't have done that. Deputy Butron, good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing just fine. How are you?
Doing good. What do you have on the report for us this morning?
In the past 24 hours, the Sheriff's Office has responded to 148 calls for service. The jail's processed 6 arrests, and there's currently 158 incarcerated in the county jail. For incident reports, Samora Fitzpatrick reported a fraud incident. Omega Painter reported damage to property. For arrest reports, Joshua Gregory Wood was served with warrants for failure to appear on a misdemeanor, assault on a female, injury to personal property, communicating threats. And Erin Elizabeth Esau was served with a warrant for second-degree trespass. That's all we've got.
Deputy Butron, we appreciate that report. Hope you have a good day. Most of all, be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Deputy Butron with that report from the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. Let us know what's happening in the world of crime fighting. Well, a group of professional people posed this question to a group of 4 to 8-year-olds. What does love mean? The answers they got were broader, deeper, and more profound than anyone could ever imagine. We're going to be covering some of those as we go forth throughout the morning show this morning. So, yeah, a group of professional people posed this question to 4 to 8-year-olds. What does love mean? So we're going to get some of their funny answers as we go throughout this morning. Let's go to the 911 Communications Center, get that report from them after you hear this.
Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service is the reason they continue to be voted best in pest control. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Free estimates when you call Hutchins Pest Control, and you can be sure that job is going to be done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171, and they'll be right there.
12 minutes after 7 o'clock, Tina with us from the 911 Communications Center. I hope I got that right, because as soon as I said Tina, I thought that ain't right. But I believe it is.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you have for us this morning, Tina?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County 911 Communications has processed 391 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 72 for EMS, 148 for the Sheriff's Office, 74 for Forest City, 20 for Rutherfordton, 1 for Lake Lure, and 63 for Spindale. Under fire calls, we had Boston respond to a motor vehicle accident. We had Cherry Mountain respond to a residential fire alarm. We had Cliffside respond to a power line fire. We had Forest City respond to a brush fire, and we had Hudlow respond to a residential fire alarm. We also had Sandy Mush respond to a gas leak, and that's what we had.
Tina, thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Tina with that report from the 911 Communications Center. Let us know what's happening over in the world of communications. And the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department report and the 911 Communications Center report being brought to you by the fine folks over at Jay's Discount Grocery. Folks, if you haven't been by the North Washington Street Baking Company, I want you to go up by there and meet with Melissa Carey. She's the baker with 30 years experience. Opened a store up there on North Washington Street, believe it or not. She was the baker from the cafe at the mall, so you know it's going to be a good stop. In Rutherfordton, you guessed it right, on North Washington Street, they specialize in cupcakes, brownies, cookies, pies, cake by the slice. You can order a whole cake, scones in many different flavors. You can also enjoy the almond chocolate croissants, also lemon blueberry, fresh strawberry, cranberry, pecan, or the delicious sweet potato muffin or the sweet bread. If you have an event coming up and you need a little sweet treat, well, call on North Washington Street Baking Company. They can accommodate from a few to a lot. 838 North Washington Street is the address in Rutherford. That's right up near Tony's Produce. Call them at 828-827-3747. Trust me, it's a sweet experience. Creighton Loveless with us from the SD&O Fire District. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all today?
So here's the thing I came across. A group of professional people posed this question to a group of 4 to 8-year-olds. What does love mean? The answers they got were funny. Here's some of them. What does love mean? Little girl named Rebecca, age 8, says, when my grandmother got arthritis, she couldn't bend over and paint her toenails anymore.
Aww.
So my grandfather does it for her all the time, even when his hands got arthritis too.
That is love. That is love. Absolutely.
What about Billy, age 4? When someone loves you, the way they say your name is different. You just know that your name is safe in their mouth.
That's son, that's pretty neat. I like that.
We're going to cover some of these. We got a bunch of them. So here, one more. Carl, age 5. Love us when a girl puts on perfume and a boy puts on shaving cologne and they go out and smell each other.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good. We'll keep going with some of those throughout the morning. Yeah, that's just 3 of them right there. It's amazing how kids think.
It really honestly,
is. It truly is.
Amazing how kids think. Creighton, what do you have for us this morning, sir?
Well, guys, where did the boats go whenever they're sick?
To the shipyard. Oh, I don't know. The dock.
To the boat dock. That's right. That's right.
The boat dock. Yeah. I just had to think about that.
Laughter is a good medicine. The
Yes,
Bible
it is.
I wanted to ask you something. I can't remember his name, but as I was going through, I go through every morning. I look at birthdays from throughout history and write down. I came across a brigadier general from the Confederate War. Today is his birthday.
Oh.
The Confederate Army, and they called him Mudwall.
Oh yeah, Mudwall. That was Stonewall's cousin.
Oh, okay. I wondered where he got the name Mudwall.
Wow.
Yep, he was a lackluster general. We had 425 Confederate generals, and poor old Mudwall, he just didn't quite live up to the reputation of his famous cousin.
He wasn't quite the mustard that Stonewall was.
I guarantee there, after all this rain, there's a lot of mud on the walls. All the other walls.
That's right.
I was going down the road to come up here to Trinity, and I was just going by, and all of a sudden there's a car inside the ditch over there. Caught somebody during the night or something. I said, "Oh boy, they didn't have a good night."
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's okay. Well, guys, today is the 11th day of the year. We got 355 days left. Today is National Milk Day. One of those that is reported out there. So grab a big old cold glass of milk and cheers to the bovines out there. And of course, if you're like me, you might have been when you was a baby lactose intolerant. I used to drink goat's milk. I remember actually milking a goat over at Grandma and Grandpa's, and that stuff stunk. But I tell you, if it was ice cold, I could drink it. Nowadays, I have no idea. But that was back way long time ago. In the last 24 hours, Chief Hopper reported that SDO responded to a house fire over in Polk County. Don't have any birthdays, anniversaries, or events, but out in Radio Land, if y'all got them, you can email them to me at sdoevent@gmail.com. Looks like in the district, guys, we're going to have sunny skies today with a high of 57. Tonight, a few clouds overnight with a low of 31. And we were talking about this old wives' tale about if it thunders in the winter, will it snow within 10 days?
Yep.
Well, I did a little bit of research on that, and I could not find out when it or where it originated. But I do find out that when you hear thunder or see lightning in the winter, you're on the more mild side of the jet stream. And so that often means there's colder air in the western half of the country. So if the jet stream, of course, dips in the eastern U.S., we're going to get colder. So if a storm is riding that jet stream, we're usually in business for precipitation, normally snow, not long after being mild with the storms. So I did some digging, and this meteorologist out in Raleigh, Don Schwinneker, he actually went back and studied the weather reports for 50 years, from 1966 to 2016. And there were over 400,000 of those reports. And he looked for every time that it thundered in December, January, and February. And he started off counting whenever the thunder was to count 10 days exactly. And he didn't get a good report there. But somebody said, well, I thought it was within 10 days or 7 days or 14 days. And so when he started putting that in, he said that he found that it thundered 129 times in those months, and it snowed 25 times within 10 days. So that would be 19.4% of the time. That's almost a 1 in 5 chance of snow sometime after thunder in the winter. So I think a lot of those old weather sayings must have a little truth in them, or else they would not have stuck around so long.
Exactly. They are calling for some frozen precipitation on Tuesday morning, so that's well within the 10-day.
Wow.
30% chance of a frozen mix, snow turning to sleet. So we will just have to wait and see.
So we'll just have to wait and see. That's right. Excuse me. Sunrise is at 7:36. Sunset is at 5:33 today. The moon now is in the new moon phase, and the signs today are in the legs, and that is a fertile sign. And now the moon is in the light phase for all of our green thumbs out there. And so there's a little bit of info, guys, to share along and try to crack some of these mysteries that we encounter here in our daily lives. But I hope y'all have a wonderful Thursday, and we are looking forward to Friday coming up.
All right, Craig. We appreciate your report. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
You have a good day.
All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Creighton Loveless for that report from the SDO Fire District. John Prescott checking in on the YouTube. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're going to check in with Chris Melton up in the Chimney Rock Fire District after you hear this from Wayne's Lunchbox.
Wayne's Lunchbox can satisfy the pickiest of eaters at lunch or dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it. You can enjoy salads, sandwiches, a limited meat and veggie menu at lunchtime, and then for supper, your choice of a meat and vegetables. Call on Wayne's for any catering event that you may have, offering catering service, so stop by 391 East Main Street in Spindale. Call 828-395-2225. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 until 2, for supper, 3 until 7.
Getting back to what we were talking about the 4 to 8 year olds, asking them what love is. Here's another one. Here's a good one from Chrissy. She's age 6.
Oh.
Love is when you go out to eat and give somebody most of your French fries without making them give you any of theirs.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Here's Terry, age 4. Love is what makes you smile when you're tired.
Oh,
that's a good one. I like that.
Is.
Danny, age 8, says, love is when my mommy makes coffee for my daddy and she takes a big sip before giving it to him to make sure the taste is okay.
There you go. Oh, she's taste testing it.
So, yeah, there you go. Chris, good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing great. How are y'all doing today?
Doing wonderful.
We're doing good. Has it been easy and slow for you?
It was decent. Yesterday we had a couple more slides in the area where the water's went down into the ground and just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Had a couple roads wash out and found out some more damage, but for the most part, seems to be good. No major issues and nothing to cause any traffic delays other than tomorrow possibly they'll be fixing one of the areas on Memorial Highway right up above Highway 9 if DOT gets everything lined up with some of the other projects they're having to fix and work on. They said they might can get to it Friday, so be aware of some traffic delays up in the Lake Wheeler area fixing that issue. But other than that, Bills Creek ran a medical call and yesterday, and that was it on the call report.
Well, wow, that was
all right, Chris.
You needed that relaxing day,
That's
didn't you?
right.
Yeah, well, we was busy with meetings and stuff, trying to get everything lined up. But other than that, yeah, it was nice.
All right, Chris, we appreciate your report. I hope you have a good Thursday, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Y'all have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Chris with that report from the Chimney Rock Fire District. Going to move over and check in with DeVern Upton over in Boston.
Sis Ford, located on Oak Street in Forest City, is now Legendary Ford. Still locally owned and still offering the same local hometown service as always. The new family at Legendary Ford is working hard to prove to you that they want your business. So stop by today and see the large selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks on the lot, and let the guys at Legendary Ford help you choose the perfect vehicle that best fits you and your family. Visit them at 565 Oak Street in Forest City or visit the website at www.legendaryford.com or call them at 245-1626.
24 minutes after 7 o'clock, DeVern Upton with us from the Boston Fire District. DeVern, good morning.
Good morning. Hope y'all are doing well on this cold morning.
Oh, we're doing good.
We sure are. Hope you are.
I am. We have a temperature of 28 degrees here in Boston. Fire department responded to one car accident. Food boxes will be given out at Washburn's Outreach today from 9 to 1. That's on Piney Church Road there behind Washburn's store. The thrift store will also be open. Come by and check it out. There's some good stuff in there. Get you some goodies. And if you have any donations, there's a drop-off box. You can drop them off there. Don't forget to stop there at Washburn Store and check all their items out. They have some wonderful stuff in there. Then going down to Bostic Floors there on Bostic Sunshine Highway and get your Valentine order in because it's approaching us very fast. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Thanks, Taverne. You do the same.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Taverne Upton with that report from the Bostic Fire District. Let us know what's happening over that way. So back to the what is love? Ask 4 to 8 year olds what is love. Here's a few more. Love is what's in the room with you at Christmas. If you stop opening the presents and just listen.
That's deep.
That was Bobby, age 7 years old.
That's deep for a 7-year-old.
Nicole says if you want to learn love better, you should start with a friend who you hate.
Wow.
We need a few million more Nicoles in the world.
I wonder if her mama and daddy are psychiatrists.
Could be. Love is when you tell a guy you like his shirt, then he wears it every day. That was by Noel, age 7. So there you go. We're going to Robbie Samuel next. Well, look, there's Sly checking in on the YouTube. Sly, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sly, I hope you have a wonderful day out there today, and don't work yourself to death. Because you got the recliner waiting at home. That's okay. Kick your feet up when you get home. 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, Robbie Samuel up next.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Washburn General Store is your old-time local hometown general store. They've been around since 1831, almost as long as Tom Green. The Washburn family has been serving our county with a love for people. They have a store full of old-time merchandise and lots of new stuff, too. Of course, they still got the old-fashioned toys for toddlers open Monday through Friday, 9:30 until 4:30. And Saturdays, 9:30 until 3 on the Bostic Sunshine Highway over in Bostic. Go by there at lunch and get you a fresh bologna sandwich, hoop cheese, and cold drinks. When you stop by, I hope you tell Ann, Catherine, Casey, Rita, Debbie, Todd, and Tracy. We heard about it on the Todd and Tracy Morning Show. We thought we'd come over here and try that.
And guess what they have in?
Oh, I know what they got in. They're getting ready for Tuesday.
Yes, they are.
Sleds are now in stock. You know, Mr. Washburn told me one time, he said, I order them sleds in July.
Wow.
And he said, Ed Washburn, you're the only man I know to order a sled in July. But he getting them ready for the winter's what it is.
That's right. It's being prepared. That's
I used
the thing.
to love talking with Ed. Would call, and you'd talk for 10 minutes, and he'd give you a commercial for it. You had to listen real carefully, but he'd give you a commercial in there somewhere. He sure did. They also do gift baskets for birthdays, anniversaries, or just a because basket. Those girls can do anything creative over there. Enjoy your stroll through Washburn Store. Like I said, since 1831.
That's right.
We know what time it is.
And now for something completely different.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing that.
Well, you only told me about it 117 times this morning.
But you've been reading those little things, and I didn't know if
we can incorporate both.
We're taking up all Robbie's time. Okay. England.
We can make Robbie time.
This is pretty interesting, though. England is old and small, and the local folks started running out of. We're back to the 1500s.
Okay.
The local folks started running out of places to bury people, so they would dig up coffins and would take the bones to a bone house and reuse the grave. When reopening these coffins, 1 out of 25 coffins were found to have scratch marks on the inside, and they realized they have been burying people alive.
Oh, my goodness.
So they would tie a string on the wrist of the corpse, lead it through the coffin, up through the ground, and tie it to a bale.
To a bale.
Someone would have to sit in the graveyard all night, thus the graveyard shift, to listen for the bell. Thus, someone could be saved by the bell or was considered a dead ringer.
Looky there.
Yeah.
Also, when they collected the bones and took them to a place, I wonder if that's why they call it a boneyard.
I bet it is.
Huh?
Huh.
So there's three from one. A dead ringer,
And can you imagine
Working
if that
the
happening
graveyard
today,
shift.
running out of places to bury people, they started digging them up?
Now,
Can you imagine? That'd be on all over Fox News,
I'm going
wouldn't
to tell you something. My daddy told me this,
What?
and he told it to be true. When he was a young kid, one of his relatives had passed away. Him and several other of the boys were carrying the coffin, and they felt a bump from inside, and it actually shifted.
Huh.
But nobody said anything.
Yeah.
They were afraid. They didn't know what happened. So they don't know if maybe the body shifted or if he was alive and kicking.
I believe at that time I would have opened it up
So
and at
they
least
put him-
checked.
They put him in the ground. He was dead.
Oh my gosh.
My daddy swore that was a true tale. So, anyway, Robbie Samuel, good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, good morning. How are y'all this morning?
Doing good. Have you been listening to our little love notes from the kids?
I have.
Well, here, two more. How about this? I love these. Tommy, age 6, love is like a little old woman and a little old man who are still friends even after they know each other.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cindy, age 8, said, during my piano recital, I was on stage and I was scared. I looked at all the people watching me and I saw my daddy waving and smiling. He was the only one doing that, and I wasn't scared anymore.
Oh,
so there you
that's
go.
sweet.
There you go.
Yeah. Daddy's love.
That's right.
Well, there was something I was going to mention a while ago, but I don't remember now about the Washburn store. But I used to love to go over there and get the drink out of the drink machine.
Oh, yeah.
Used to be some of the coldest sun drops you'd ever drink in this whole county.
Yep.
That's right.
I have stopped there many times.
Oh, and you can go
get a sun
inside
drop.
and get the sun drops with the pulp still in it. You ever done that?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, the sun drop in the bottle.
Oh,
Still got
really?
the pulp floating around in it.
I didn't even know it
that's
had pulp
good.
in it, period.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Huh.
good.
Yeah, they're good. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that used to be really good. I'd drive out of my way to go get one of those drinks.
Robbie, did you ever put peanuts in your Coke?
No, I never had an interest for that.
I think I tried that a couple times.
Yeah, I didn't really.
It was okay.
It wasn't. I think I did it one time, and that was about it.
Just to say you
I
did
do
it.
like peanuts.
Yeah, I like them together, just separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Nothing like going in there and grabbing you a Coke and a nab.
So
a
let me
pack of
ask you
nabs.
this: what is the pulp? What is the pulp in a sun drop? What is it?
It's fruit pulp.
Oh, really?
Maybe, like oranges, maybe. I
So
think it
you're
is.
telling me, okay, as Mountain Dew have any kind of thing like that? They have citrus stuff, don't they?
No,
oh, come on.
I don't think so.
So you're telling me that sun drop's good for you?
Well, I didn't say that.
No, I never said. But they do consider it like a citrus drink. So I'm assuming like back when they originally started making it, it's like everything else.
Yeah.
I'm sure that 2
Different
cups
ways
of
to make
sugar
it.
in there is not good for you.
You know, Brittany, my daughter, she's a sun drop drinker, and she got to where she would drink so much sun drop, she got to where she was having her heart was
absolutely.
racing, and she had to, yeah.
My son, during school, would have stomach issues, and he would get
Yeah.
nauseous and sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that for several days in a row at school.
Right.
And I would go get him. We'd go get him checked out and couldn't find anything wrong. Well, he was drinking a Mountain Dew energy drink. That's
Ugh.
what he would get coming in.
Yeah.
And that messed his stomach
Oh,
up.
yeah,
That's
I bet.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
He quit drinking them. He was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like sun drop, but I don't drink them often because I don't know, they're good, but they just like to mess with you, reflux and stuff like that. But boy,
Yeah,
I tell
they
you right
do.
now, when it's a good hot summer day and you drink one of them babies down whenever it's cold, boy, I tell you, now that hits the spot some days.
See, that's the way I feel about Mountain Dews. And here's this. If you have like you say, a hot summer day, have a cooler full of ice and pull one of those out when it's like, the ice is
Ice cold, yeah.
melted a little bit and it's dripping water. So good. Oh, my gosh.
See, I'm gonna be the complete opposite. There ain't nothing like a cold Coca-Cola.
Well, I like them, too. They're
so
good. You like
Yeah.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke all the way.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I used to like Pepsi a lot more, but I got to where I was like the Coke taste now is
Yeah.
a lot better. I don't know, it's kind of funny. Some people say they can't tell the difference, but I sure can.
Oh,
there's a
me
world.
too.
You could put me in blindfold test, and I can tell you which one was Coke and which one was
I can tell
Pepsi.
a difference, too. Seems like to me Pepsi's just more syrupy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it just ain't the same.
It's sweeter.
Just ain't the
Has a
same.
sweeter taste.
And RC Cola.
Oh, I don't like
it's
RC
okay.
Cola.
It's not like
I'm not a big RC Cola fan.
Robbie, what you got for us this
cherry
morning?
RC Colas.
No, I like
cherry RC's good. Yeah.
I've never had the cherry RC Cola, but I do like cherry Coke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, have you ever got a cherry Coke at Smith's Drug?
Mhm.
I don't guess so.
Oh, well, you need to.
Go up to the Subway up here, and they have Coke on the fountain, and they have cherry on the fountain, Fanta cherry, and you mix them, and that's the original cherry Cokes right there.
Ooh.
I was mixing them back before cherry Coke ever was cherry Coke. I think I invented cherry Coke.
You need to get some royalties off of that.
Not
then.
sure. Robbie, what's going on this morning?
Well, not a whole lot, but I do want to touch on the Green Street closure. I did find out just a little more yesterday with the Green Street project. So it's closed like during the day. I don't know what hours through the day that it is closed, but I did notice yesterday on my way home from work, I cut up through there just to check it because they're opening it up in the evening, I guess, assuming after everybody gets off of work that's working on the road.
Yeah,
But January the 22nd, for sure, it will be permanently closed for the year, to the end of the year, but it's just best to say it's going to be probably closed for almost 2 years. That gives them time to do the work. That's going to be a pretty big project, building that bridge.
Is that still going to be a road?
Yeah.
It'll go under the bridge, right?
The 221 will go under the bridge, yes. The Green Street's actually going to be the bridge part.
Oh, so you're gonna bridge over 221 on Green Street?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
That's just so hard to get that in your head how that's going to be.
makes no sense whatsoever. But I guess when they say that, it'll make better sense.
Unless I've got my information mixed up as well, as far as last I heard, Green Street will be a bridge. So,
wow.
Then it'll go, like you said, over 221. So once they get that, if I understood right again, once they get the road closed, that's when they're going to really start moving the dirt. And I don't know how much y'all go up through there, but I'm going to tell you, I've been watching this project because I travel that road a lot, like the rest of y'all do, and seeing the progress of how much dirt the machines and folks have moved in a matter of time just blows my mind.
It really does. Gosh, going down Charlotte Road, it's like every day you go down there, it's like another huge something moved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how fast they can do that.
They've moved mountains out on Green Street.
They sure have.
They moved it.
And speaking of Charlotte Road, it's down to a 2-lane right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be that way for a while, and it's a mess. But we'll soon get past this, and it'll be all right. It'll be pretty through there again.
Yeah.
I did go to the end of, Collette Street Second Street is too now, but they're dead end streets, and they're going to be renaming these streets on one side. But if you ever get up through there and you're just wanting something to do, not trying to but I went to the end of Collette and got out to the dead end part, and it looks like it's a 100-foot drop from the top of that street where it used to be to where the new road's coming through.
Yeah,
it's just.
I tried to cut up through there the other day because I couldn't go down Green Street, so I thought, okay, well, I'll just cut down Collette Street and come out, on the back road toward the post office. Well, that didn't happen. I had to turn around at those apartments.
I know, it's a lot of those roads you use and don't realize how much you use them until it's took away from you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's true.
But short traffic will have to learn a new pattern for a little while, so everybody be patient. It's going to be aggravating as the world, but it'll be all right. But as far as that's all I've got to say on the road. Hudlow did have a fire alarm. Roaston, we responded to a few medical calls. Just a reminder, Monday is the town holiday. No trash pickup Monday. It'll resume on Tuesday, so keep that in mind. And today is Thursday, and it's a new day, and let's be prepared for the rain that's coming in tomorrow.
Oh, goodness.
Just have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine.
All right, Robbie, we appreciate it, and hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Robbie.
Sounds good. Y'all do as well. See y'all.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Robbie Samuel with that report from the Mount Vernon Fire District. We're going to check in with Sue Price over in the Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District next.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
40 minutes after 7 o'clock, 20 minutes until 8 o'clock. Sue Price with us this morning. Sue, good morning.
Good morning. It's a frosty morning over here.
Oh, yes, it is.
So you said you had to take Richard back to the hospital yesterday?
Last night.
Did they keep him?
Yeah.
Again?
They say he's got pneumonia in both lungs and
Bless his heart.
still testing for COVID. They say you test for COVID 30 days after you had it, so I'm sure he just hadn't.
Right.
Probably hadn't ever shook it to begin with.
Got out of that 30 days yet.
Yep.
Did you say he had pneumonia in both lungs?
That's what they told.
Oh, my.
They talked
his
to
heart.
Ron, stayed with him last night, and then
Mhm.
just talked to him. They said he had pneumonia in both lungs.
Bless his heart.
Well, we'll certainly be thinking about Richard today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's prepare for all the prayer warriors out there.
Yes.
Well, let's see. The fire department had a fire alarm house, and then they came last night. Of course, the responders came last night too. So they're there when we need them. And we appreciate all the firefighters and all they do, and all the training they go through. Nobody realizes how much it is till they get involved with the fire department.
That is so true. Yeah, we don't realize, do we, our own self, what kind of training they have to have.
I know. It's amazing. They have to go through so much. Anyway, that's all I have on the fire department. And don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on any of my calendars, so nobody celebrating it. We know, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. Enjoy this cold day.
That's right.
Ooh, it's cold out there.
It really is.
Well, Sue, we appreciate it. Hope you have a good Thursday, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sue Price with that report from the Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District. Going back to the what do the 4 to 8-year-old kids think love is? Claire says, my mommy loves me more than anybody. You don't see anyone else kissing me to sleep at night.
Oh.
She was 6 years old. Elaine, age 5, says, love is when mommy gives daddy the best piece of chicken.
Oh.
There you go.
That's love right there.
Chris,
Chicken
age
leg.
7, says, love is when mommy sees daddy smelly and sweaty and still says he is handsomer than Robert Redford. And Lauren says, I know my older sister loves me because she gives me all her old clothes and has to go out and buy new ones.
Aww.
There you go. We're going to check in with Tina White, Shingle Holla. We'll do that next.
Well, it's a brand new year, so let the drop-in help you start your new year off with their brand new deals. Start with a delicious breakfast chicken biscuit or a steak biscuit, 2 for $6.49. Mix and match. Or enjoy a lunch meal with a popular chicken strip meal. Get 3 strips, 6 wedges, and a roll, dipping sauce, only $7.29. Get the new year started with 6 packs of Coke products, 2 for $6. And let the drop-in help you get that 2024 diet started with fresh salads, choose large or small. Get all this and more. Friendly staff, clean stores, and superb service, always at the drop-in. So come on, drop in.
Tina White with us from the Shingle Holla Fire District. Tina, good morning.
Good morning. I am enjoying the love notes this morning. That is so sweet.
Here's one from Karen, age 7. Love when you love somebody, your eyelashes go up and down and little stars come out of you. That sounds like a cartoon. There.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Love is when mommy sees daddy on the toilet and doesn't think it's gross.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that's
yeah.
a good one.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that would be true love.
Here's a good one. Jessica, age 8, says, you really shouldn't say I love you unless you mean it, but if you mean it, you should say it a lot. People forget that.
Yeah.
How honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some of these kids are very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
Mm-hmm. Well, up here in Shingle Hollow this morning, I'm loving it. It's 26 degrees, and it looks like a winter wonderland out here. There is frost everywhere. It's beautiful, but it is cold. The fire department, they didn't have any calls in the past 24 hours. We have birthdays today for Miss Rita Bratton and Erin Wilson. I hope both these ladies have a wonderful birthday. For announcements, remember that Trinity Christian School is having their open house January 18th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Everyone's invited to come out to that. And then Piney Knob Baptist Church is inviting everyone for January 21st at 6 p.m. to come for a special singing with Rick Strickland. Again, that's January 21st. Yeah, Rick.
I always get it. I purposely get his name confused when I talk to him. I always call him Stick Rickland because he's thin and tall and skinny. I would say, look, it's Stick Rickland.
Oh, he is tall and slim, but I love to hear him sing.
Oh, absolutely.
We have several of his CDs that we just play in the house when we're cleaning and doing things, dancing around.
Oh yeah, me and my wife and hopefully my son and my mom's going to be there. So, Mom loves here, so we're going to bring her and give her a little surprise her with a little special treat.
That would be wonderful. Okay, well let's talk about Pinnacle Elementary. They have updated their teacher's lounge, and they have a coffee bar and a nugget ice maker. And they're asking for donations to make it even better. So if you'd like to send some little snack cakes or K-Cups or creamer or candies, feel free to take those on over to Pinnacle Elementary for those teachers. They do a wonderful job for our little ones, and just very thankful for Pinnacle Elementary. And looks like we're just going to enjoy the day. I heard them say it's supposed to get warmer today, sunshine today, and expect rain tomorrow.
That's right.
Good old more rain.
And y'all don't have simultaneous injuries today. Y'all stay safe.
Yeah, let's try not to do that again today.
Yeah.
Tina, we appreciate it. I hope you have a great Thursday. We will talk to you again tomorrow.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye-bye. Tina White with that report from the Shingle Hollow Fire District. We're going to move to Union Mills and Brenda Kelly next.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
7:47 on this Thursday morning. I'm gonna give you the last one of our "What is Love" from the 4 to 8 year old people. This one's probably the best. The winner, a 4-year-old child whose next door neighbor was an elderly gentleman who had recently lost his wife. Upon seeing the man cry, the little boy went to the end of the gentleman's yard, climbed up on his lap, and just sat there. When the mother asked what he said to the neighbor, the little boy said nothing. I just helped him cry.
Oh.
Oh, that's sweet.
That is sweet.
Oh, I'll tell you, when you were telling all that about that, made me think of Art Linkletter used to have a...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, kids say the darndest thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's what it made me think of.
That was good stuff.
They really do. That was
we don't
sweet.
have good stuff like that anymore, do we?
I know.
It's all fighting and shooting and
Y'all
running
getting up in
around
somebody else's business and...
When you was reading those, you know what it made me think of too?
What's that?
Opie off of Andy Griffith could say some of the cutest little, he has some of the cutest lines.
Yeah. But, well, it sounds like Ruston is going to be in a mess for the next 2 years as far as getting there, right?
Yeah, getting in and around there. It looks like it's going to be a mess.
But I was glad for that little bit of information you gave about the bridge going out of our city being closed there at Sunshine's tattoo parlor.
Yep.
Sure.
Because my daughter's coming up, and she comes that way, so I immediately called her, and I said, nope, you can't come that way. The bridge is closed.
Can't come that way. Got to go another
That's right.
way.
So I appreciate that bit of information.
I think eventually what the DOT was talking about, they're going to make it into a one lane. It'll just be slow through there, and while they work on that one side. So
yeah, well, you know that'll be all right too. At least you can get through.
yeah, please.
I used to when I'd be in town and have to go to work, I'd go that way. But most of the time, I went out Pea Ridge and out by where you live.
Yep.
That's how I went to work for 19 years.
Wow.
19 years.
Well, Brenda, you should be sitting on top of the world. Your team won last night.
I am. I'm on top of the world. Listen, they're doing good. They're ranked. It was ranked number 7 last night. I don't know if this will help their ranking or not, but they're slow getting started. I get aggravated with them.
Yeah.
and the Wolfpack had that big old man looked like a big old giant tree standing out there. He's a big one, but they had a Mondo Baycott on there trying to guard him, and I thought, my goodness, there ain't no way I could do it. But I watched the game, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. Of course, I enjoyed it even more when they won. But let's see, I've got 22 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries. I don't know of anything going on. It's just short, sweet, and quiet. And my yard looks like a young snow. The frost is so heavy.
Oh, I bet it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It
Yeah,
was
it
like
looks
that
like
at
a
the
winter
house.
wonderland. And we may get some snow next week.
They do it. They do
Yeah.
it.
So you better truck on down to Ellenburg and check on Luther Sweet Thing.
All right, we'll do it, Brenda. Thanks.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye. Brenda Kelly with that report from the Union Mills Fire District. We are going to check in with Ellenborough and Luther Gillikin next.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Luther Gillikin with us from the Ellenborough Fire District. Luther, good morning, sir.
Good morning, you two. Good morning to here. The sun's coming up. I'm up. The coffee's good. We're having a good time.
Well, you're ready to start your Thursday.
That's right. Good way to start. But it's quiet there this morning. Nothing going on. The fire department only had one medical call yesterday. Other than that, they quiet last night, quiet this morning. So nothing else going on. So you two have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you then, Luther. Thanks.
Take care, Luther.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Chad Medford wrote out and said, tell Brenda 4 of the top 10 teams got beat or 4 of the top 5 teams got beat to Carolina. They moved up to number 1 this week. That didn't, said, so Carolina may be number 1 or number 2 this week. So there we go. Yeah. Granny Bees, let's tell you about Granny Bees. They are our sponsor for the morning birthdays and the birthday winter. Enjoy a fresh, delicious orange twist, Long John, cream-filled donut, original glazed donut, or for lunch, stop in and get one of Granny B's delicious salads or delicious sub sandwich. They do beautiful cakes for showers, weddings, birthdays, or any occasion you need a cake. Or you can get those pettifours instead. Granny B's hours are Tuesday through Friday, 9 until 7, Saturday, 9 until 6. Call them at 286-9012, located at 322 West Main Street in Spindale. If you're celebrating a birthday or anniversary, give me a call now. We'll have a birthday party in your honor and give away a box of those pettifours from Granny B's and Pure Country, WCAB.
In ancient times, a king had a boulder placed on a roadway and then went and hid, watching to see if anyone would remove it. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants came by and simply walked around it. Some even blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none made the effort to remove the boulder for the sake of other travelers. Then a peasant came along carrying a load of vegetables. Putting down his burden, he exerted great energy in an attempt to remove the stone from the road. Finally, after much pushing and straining, he finally succeeded. As the peasant turned to leave, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. Looking inside, he discovered that the purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king, indicating that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. The peasant learned what many of us never understand. Every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve our condition. Many times we get annoyed by difficulties and obstructions, but those may be the very things that teach us new lessons or force us to improve to make the most of our next opportunity. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
Birthday. Happy birthday to Devin Stevens from Ballstick. Celebrating a birthday today, Remy Hendricks, 4 years old today. Marcus Green, 39 years old from Cliffside. We'll pick a winner out of those and let you know who that is coming up in just a few moments. Events and birthdays throughout history. On this day in 1755, Alexander Hamilton, the U.S. founding father and the first Secretary of State, was born on this day. He died in 1804. On this day in 1946, Naomi Judd was born. She passed away in 2022. In 1569, this amazed me, the world's first national state lottery was held.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yep, in 1569, over in England.
Wow.
They gave away 5,000 pounds and some silver plates and goblets.
Good grief.
I would have never thought it was that old.
I know, I'm telling you, that's amazing.
Yep. In 1759, America's first life insurance company is incorporated. In 1794, U.S. Marshal Robert Forsyth is killed in Augusta, Georgia, trying to serve court papers. He became the first U.S. Marshal to die carrying out his duties. In 1838, Samuel Morse demonstrates Morse code for the first time. And in 1922, the first insulin injection on humans is given. Today is National Arkansas Day. Today is National Milk Day. And National Step in a Puddle and Splash Your Friends Day. So there you go.
That is very
up to date.
That's practical right there
There
today,
you
isn't
go.
it?
Devin Stevens from Bostic is the winner of our Pettifor's compliments of Granny B's and Pure Country.
Just go over to Granny's Bakery, and your name will be there waiting, and your Pettifor's will be waiting for you.
See if we can get a hold of Brother Rick Hauser this morning from Jay's Discount Grocery. Find out what's happening over in that world. I know you can save some money if you go over there, so there's no doubt about that.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rick.
Good
How you doing, sir?
morning, Mr. Hauser.
How are y'all today?
We're doing good.
Doing good. Tell us all about Jay's Discount Grocery.
We're here this morning, wide open. Man, we're stocked up. We got plenty of bread. Got all the coolers and freezers stocked up. Big load of produce coming after a while. I mean, you want to save money, got to come to Jay's. That's all I can say.
That's right. You can definitely find something you won't find anywhere else. I don't know what that is either. You have to go through there and find it, and there it'll be.
There's nothing easier to say than shop at Jay's.
That's right.
That's about as easy as it gets, isn't it?
For all the
want to save money, go to Jay's.
Save money, go
For
to
all
Jay's.
the four-legged pets, you can go over to the little dog food, cat food section, get them some little buddy treats. Well, that's what I call them, buddy treats. I come home yesterday, and Buddy was waiting at the fence. He wanted his little treats. So.
Yep, we got plenty of treats, got plenty of chips, got sodas in, man, we're stocked up.
Yeah,
got
the
plenty of laundry detergent.
Super Bowl's coming up, too. It's a good time to get
get all your chips.
Get all your chips and dips and...
That's it.
That's right. All right, Rick,
come in and save money.
Rick, tell them where to find you.
We're over on Oak Street in Forest City. Look for the big red J. Come back and find us.
And save money while you're at it.
That's exactly right.
Rick,
have a good time.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Y'all come visit.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Rick.
Rick Hauser with a report from Jay's Discount Grocery. Folks, been great being here with you on this Thursday morning. Hope you have a great Thursday. Remember, be good to each other. It'll all come back around to you.
We promise.
Have a great Thursday. We'll see you first thing tomorrow.
Take care.
Important rural issues. Learn more at ncruralcenter.org. NC Rural Center, building vibrant rural communities.
Most of the power outages from Tuesday's storms were restored by mid-morning on Wednesday. Duke Energy says more than 125,000 people across the state lost power, including about 50,000 in the Triangle alone. Levels of respiratory illnesses, including COVID, the flu, and RSV in North Carolina and throughout much of the Southeast are very high. The spread of the respiratory viruses is straining the state's hospitals. And New Hanover County Health Director John Campbell told WBTV.
Certainly, as our kids go back to the school system, it definitely is possible that we'll see some increased cases. Hopefully, things will lessen here soon, but we do want individuals to take best precautions.
Your mental health could be affecting your waistline. Christian Benvenitez of CBS has that.
People who are overweight and feeling depressed could have a short-term increase in weight. University of Cambridge researchers examined data for a year on over 2,000 adults. They found those who reported feeling depressed gained a small amount of weight every month. The research suggests that people with a higher BMI may be more vulnerable to adding on pounds.
If living to 100 is cause for celebration, there will be a lot of parties over the next few decades.
This year I am turning 100 years old.
You and a lot of other Americans. In fact, more than ever before. The Pew Research Center says the Census Bureau projects the number of Americans who are 100 or older will quadruple over the next 30 years, from 101,000 today to 422,000 in 2054. The number has steadily increased since 1950, when there were an estimated 2,300 Americans 100 or older. Centenarians now make up about 0.03% of the American population. 30 years from now, that will reach 0.1%.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
This is Dakota Livesay chronicling another true story taken from the 1800s, a time known to all as the Old West. We've all experienced failure. Most people use failure as a reason to stop trying. But there are those remarkable few who persist until they end up finding success.
Well, here's the long distance bill.
Right.
And the internet bill.
Uh-huh.
And the wireless bill.
Anything you say, honey.
You're not listening to a word I say. These bills are taking away our extra cash.
Well, Fred told me about Affinity 4.
4 times more money for us to spend, right?
No, long distance internet, wireless service, and Fred says it's inexpensive. He's paying less now than ever before. Plus, Affinity 4 has always supported family values based on causes throughout the country. In fact, a portion of each billing goes to support their mission. Fred says he's not only helping himself with lower cost, but he's helping others too.
Affinity 4 sounds good. Did Fred give you a number?
Yeah, I think I have it. Hold on.
That number is 1-800-684-4815. Save money on your bills with Affinity 4. A new standard for giving. That's 1-800-684-4815.
Today's story is about a man who personified persistence. His name was Gale Borden. Born in 1801, he and his family went to Texas during its fight for independence from Mexico. Gale founded a newspaper called the Telegraph and Texas Register. It was his paper that coined the phrase, "Remember the Alamo." Mexican General Santa Anna burned Gale's newspaper and threw the press into the river. But Gale's real love was inventing. He invented a locomotive bathhouse so the women of Galveston could have freshwater baths while at the beach. It was a failure. He also invented an amphibious Conestoga wagon. It sank on its maiden voyage. During a yellow fever epidemic, Borden's wife and 2 children died. He tried to come up with a cooling unit, hoping it would control yellow fever. It failed. In 1849, Gale concocted a meat product that wouldn't spoil called a meat biscuit. It didn't work either. On a voyage home from England, Gale witnessed the death of 4 children from drinking contaminated milk. He worked for 2 years to come up with a milk product that wouldn't spoil. It took 3 more years to get it patented. Then the Civil War broke out. The Union Army bought 25,000 quarts of his product per month. Shortly afterward, he was producing that much every day. Later, Gale Borden changed the name of his product to Eagle Brand Condensed Milk. On January 11, 1874, at the age of 72, Gale Borden died. He had written his own epitaph. It reads, "I tried and failed, I tried again and succeeded." You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117. Does that old tractor or lawnmower have more electrical tape or duct tape holding it together than you want to admit? Well, maybe it's time to see Phil Sheehan and his staff at NC Tractor for a new Massey Ferguson tractor or mower. Massey Ferguson is a company that's been around for over 175 years. That says a lot about a company. And paired with Phil Sheehan, who's been in business for over 25 years, that says a lot about Phil and his staff. Knowledgeable about their product, and they stand behind every sale. Massey Ferguson is the last tractor you'll ever need. NC Tractor, a dependable and reliable company that'll be there after the sale. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Good morning, Lou Gilman with your forecast for today. Looking for sunshine with highs around 60 degrees. Clear tonight, lows around 30. For tomorrow, rain. Highs around 50, overnight lows around 30. Sunny for Saturday, highs around 50, overnight lows around 30 degrees. Partly sunny on Sunday, highs around 55, overnight lows around 30. Monday, cloudy, highs around 55, overnight lows around freezing. And then partly sunny on Tuesday, highs around 40 degrees. You're listening to Pure Country, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford. And right now, 27 degrees and clear skies at WCAB. Our forecast, however, it's changed just a little bit. Changed just a little bit since I recorded it last night. Now, clouds are going to be on the increase later this afternoon. Now, tomorrow, we're going to wake up to a cloudy day with a wintry mix and even isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. But tomorrow's highs around 50 degrees. Now, that chance of something falling is a 100% chance. And we can get anywhere from a half to 3/4 of an inch of something falling. Now, for tomorrow night, partly cloudy, showers, thunderstorms again, lows around 33 degrees, but that wind chill as low as 27 degrees. Saturday, sunny, highs around 50. Clear for Saturday, lows around 25, and then sunny for Sunday, highs again around 50. And as I did say, 27 degrees right now, and most of the news this morning is concerning all the weather issues that we're having. Now, on Tuesday at approximately 8 a.m., the town of Spindale experienced an overflow at the Oak Street pump station. The overflow resulted in approximately 6,000 gallons of spillage. Town contacted Harris Septic Tank and Wilson Septic to assist in pumping operations. They were able to pump 80,000 gallons of sanitary sewage out of the pump station. Now, at that point, the station was able to fulfill its pumping requirements. Both pumps were running and pumping at full capacity. This event was caused by the estimated 4.67 inches of rain that was experienced by then. Town staff left the scene after the pumps regained normal functionality of alternating between pumping cycles. Now, from the town of Forest City, in accordance with the regulations, the town of Forest City Pump Maintenance Department had a discharge also of untreated wastewater on January the 9th, estimated at 108,000 gallons from a manhole number 1523 upstream to Alexander Pump Station at 126 Sunset Drive in Forest City. The spillage occurred due to receiving 4.1 inches of rain. The untreated wastewater was discharged into the Brackett Creek in the Broad River Basin. The town of Forest City Pump Maintenance Department had a discharge of untreated wastewater estimated at 200,000 gallons from Brackett Creek Pump Station at 140 Pittman Street. The spill occurred due to receiving 4.1 inches of rain, and the untreated wastewater was discharged into the Brackett Creek in the Broad River Basin. Now, the town of Forest City Wastewater Treatment Plant had a discharge of untreated wastewater on January the 9th, estimated at 322,560 gallons from Forest City Wastewater Treatment Plant at 397 Riverside Drive. The spill occurred due to receiving all that rain, 4.1 inches of rain. The untreated wastewater was discharged into the second Broad River in the Broad River Basin. Now, the Division of Water Resources, the Asheville office, was notified of the event on January the 10th at 9:30 in the morning and is reviewing the matter. If you need more information, you can go to the town's website at townofforestcity.com or contact the Town of Forest City Public Works Department at 245-0149 or the Wastewater Treatment Plant at 248-5217. Well, a bridge in Forest City is being assessed after Tuesday's storm caused damage to one of the bridge's support piers. The North Carolina Department of Transportation and flaggers are slowing and controlling traffic over the US 74 bridge over the Second Broad River. Engineers from Raleigh will arrive at the bridge later this week to assess and develop a plan for repairs. Drivers in the area should anticipate delays when crossing the bridge. The North Carolina Department of Transportation said they have engineers working on a plan to temporarily maintain traffic flow. Options for maintaining traffic on the bridge include shifting traffic, narrowing lanes, or installing signals on both sides of the bridge and allowing traffic to flow in one direction at a time. Well, the town of Forest City is exploring options to establish a downtown social district similar to Rutherford's Mint District. During December's monthly town council meeting, town manager Janet Mason informed the council that requests had been brought to her for Forest City to develop their own social district similar to Rutherford's. With interest from the council, Mason, along with town planner Preston Janko, sat down with the Rutherford's town manager Doug Barrick to flesh out details of how their new social district could work. During January's town council meeting, Janko gave a presentation to the council outlining details of Forest City's prospective social district along with 3 different map options to show what areas would be included in the district. Social districts were originally created in 2021 when North Carolina passed Law 2021-150 to allow local governments to create districts within their community. Within these districts, restrictions are loosened for pedestrians to carry open alcohol containers away from where the beverage was purchased. The district would not necessarily be an open container area, but it would allow pedestrians who purchased an alcoholic drink from businesses to leave the premises and visit other businesses. This would allow customers to roam downtown and further drive the downtown economy up. There are many details that still need to be worked out, such as boundaries, hours of operation, a management plan, as well as the creation of a logo and map. After the establishment of the social district, patrons will be able to purchase a to-go beverage from any participating establishments and enter other participating businesses downtown. All businesses will have the option to opt out of the social district. Now, as far as the design of the district, council members believe that the participating businesses should have the opportunity to give their input on a possible name and design logo, as well as the location of the boundaries. Janko and Mason plan to meet with the downtown businesses next week and hope to have a recommendation by February. Well, some roads throughout remained closed yesterday and still closed today due to the flooding after Tuesday's storm system dumped rain across the region. According to the NCDOT real-time traffic map, several roads in Buncombe County, Henderson, Transylvania, and Polk counties remain closed today even due to Tuesday's weather event. Another weather event is moving in tomorrow, so we're expecting more rain and maybe something else as it starts out to be dumped on already these saturated areas. Now, authorities in Catawba County say one person is dead and 4 others are critically injured after an EF1 tornado ripped through a mobile home park in Claremont, a community northwest of Charlotte. 2 of the victims were said to be in critical condition. Now, Wednesday, county officials identified the victim as 39-year-old Dustin Ray Weaver. Friends say Weaver was protecting his pregnant girlfriend when the storm hit. He laid on top of his pregnant girlfriend to save her and the baby, and he wound up losing his life. She said she heard glass breaking, and then she heard a big boom. She said the power went out and said it was terrifying, according to the friends. Authorities also noted that a GoFundMe page circulating on social media would not benefit Weaver's family. By Wednesday afternoon, 3 of the surviving victims had been released from the hospital, while the 4th remained. According to Major Aaron Turk, he said, "It looks like a classic tornado damage. We have some houses that have no damage at all, and the next house is completely destroyed." Now, the storm blew through around noon, destroying homes on Cindy Lane and Evening Drive, just south of Interstate 40. Multiple homes were destroyed. Much of the roof came off Lee and Wanda Wembley's home. Another neighbor was sharing another detail. There were no sirens. There was nothing on the phones, nothing. If we hadn't heard it, we would not have known it was coming. That according to Cassandra Peregrine. She said she screamed for her kids, threw them in the bathtub, and got on top of them. She said she didn't know what else to do. Neighbors said they saw what they believed to be a funnel cloud and a tornado touching down in the area, lifting some of the mobile homes completely off the ground. Now, the National Weather Service responded to determine if the damage in the area was produced by a tornado. Yesterday, they announced a high-end EF1 touched down in that area. In all, about 30 people in the area are displaced as a result of the storm. Now, in the Grand Strand, the PD, and the border belt communities, there have been multiple tornado warnings issued throughout the day, though no reports of confirmed tornado touchdowns on Tuesday. Our tornado watch did remain in effect through 6 o'clock in South Carolina and 9 o'clock for northeastern North Carolina on Tuesday. Now, the National Weather Service in South Carolina did say that an EF2 tornado with 125-mile-per-hour winds is responsible for the major damage left behind in Bamberg, South Carolina after Tuesday's storm. What South Carolina Highway Patrol troopers are calling a tornado brought down buildings and power lines and caused other significant damage on Tuesday. The National Weather Service issued a tornado warning before 3 o'clock for Orangeburg, Bamberg, St. Matthews until 3:15. Lance Corporal Brittany Glover posted photos of the damage on social media after the storm blew through Bamberg. That's about 45 miles east of Aiken, South Carolina. Now, one shows tons of debris under a water tower. Another showed a warehouse near what happened and seemed to be the same water tower severely damaged. Another photo she took was taken on the city's main street, showing bricks and rubble in the road from a damaged building. Other photos showed trees snapped, down trees, down power lines. The National Weather Service is just...
Your family has the best service.
We are still having issues with this new equipment they're put in. Things work when they're not supposed to work, and they don't work when you need them to. So hang on just one second. Let me back up one more thing, and I'm going to finish what I was saying about that tornado, and then I'm going to smack this thing with a ball bat if it doesn't start doing what I want it to do. Okay. I hate I hate computers. I hate computers with a passion. Anyway. And I was talking about the tornado in that area, and I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to smack his computer. One does show debris, another with trees snapped, down power lines, and the National Weather Service is dispatching a team to evaluate whether that was a tornado or if it could have just been high winds in the area. Okay, now, we're going to take a look at our local obituaries, and they are being brought to you by Crow's Mortuary.
It's a family tradition, caring for part of our community for over 65 years. They've been recognized for the highest level of professional service. Crow's pinpoints every service detail to ensure your family has the best service possible. Any questions, call the staff at Crow's 286-2304. They'll be happy to speak with you about pre-funeral needs as well. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, 118 College Avenue, Rutherford, or visit them at www.crowmortuary.com.
Army PFC Ashland Jones, age 18 of Gaffney, passed away on Monday due to an auto accident. Born in Rutherford County, a memorial service to honor his life will be held at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the Crestview Baptist Church. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service. Military honors will be accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Army PFC Ashland Jones, age 18 of Gaffney. Jane Powell Bridges, 64 of Ballston, passed away. A memorial service to honor her life will be held at the Oak Grove United Methodist Church. That will be this afternoon at 3 o'clock, with the family receiving friends 1 hour prior to the service. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of her arrangements, Jane Bridges Powell. Susie Hennessy, 93, passed away on January the 9th. Services are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home. That's for Susie Hennessy. Lois Johnson Whiteside, 93, passed away on Tuesday. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Paget and King Mortuary. That's for Lois Johnson Whiteside. Harold Williams, 78 of Mooresboro, passed away on Saturday. A private memorial service will be held for the family. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Mr. Harold Williams. Melinda Griffin Peterson of Forest City passed away on January the 8th. A service to celebrate her life will be held at 1 o'clock tomorrow at the Paget King Chapel. The family will receive friends following the service at the mortuary, and burial is private for the family. Paget King in charge of the arrangements for Melinda Griffin Peterson. Susie Simmons Hennessy just came in, 93 of Sunshine. Her funeral is Saturday at 3 o'clock at the Cedar Grove Fellowship Church. Visitation is from 1 until 2:30 on Saturday at the church prior to the service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Susie Simmons Hennessy. Carol Ruth Cook, 83, passed away on December the 20th. A service will be held on Saturday for her. This will be in Oregon. However, online condolences may be made at crowmortuary.com, and Crow's Mortuary is charged of the local arrangements for Carol Ruth Cook. William Burt Sigmund passed away on Saturday, January the 6th. A memorial service will be held on Saturday, January the 20th. That's Saturday, January 20th at 2 o'clock at the Waldensian Presbyterian Church in Valdez. And the family will receive friends from 12:15 until 1:45 in the church prior to the service. Online condolences may be made at washburndorsey.com. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for William Burt Sigmund. And this has been the Obituaries brought to you by Crow's Mortuary. You can hear complete obituaries at 11:30 this morning.
Good morning. I'm Pastor Lee Coyle. Welcome to Coffee for the Soul, a brief moment of devotion designed to jumpstart your service to Christ today. If you're like me, nothing gets your body and spirit going in the morning like a freshly brewed cup of coffee and a fresh challenge from God's Word. You know, in our society, physical appearance and body image is at the forefront of many people's minds. If we're honest with ourselves, most of us, even church people, likely have a love-hate relationship with our body or looks, especially females. You know what I'm talking about. Most people see certain parts of their body as positives that they like, and they see other parts as, well, say, we'll call it trouble areas, parts they don't like. So basically, a love-hate relationship. I believe, however, the only body part the Bible supports such a relationship with is our tongue. The tongue, although very small, is the strongest of our muscles, and it is powerful. Proverbs 18:21 cautions us with the words, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." James 3:9 and 10 say, "With it we bless our God and Father, and with it we curse men. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. These things ought not to be so." And in Matthew 15:18, Jesus said, "Things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart." If we grasp what the Scripture tells us about the tongue, how can we not honestly have a love-hate relationship with it? I love the good I can do with my tongue. With my tongue I can be a blessing, a witness, and an encourager. I can speak love, grace, mercy, hope, guidance, and when necessary, disapproval. I hate the damage and the hurt and the wrong I can do with my tongue. Words can deeply hurt. I love that the tongue reveals what's in my heart. It helps me gauge my relationship with Christ. And I also hate that the tongue reveals what's in my heart, because others hear it too. Having a love-hate relationship with our tongue is a good thing. So I challenge you today and every day to make sure and give yourself more and more reasons to love your tongue and fewer occasions to hate it. Now, that's Coffee for the Soul.
If you need a legal consultation regarding wills, real estate, closings, Medicaid planning, or just legal representation, contact attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin at the Arledge Law Firm on East Court Street in Rutherfordton. They offer years of experience and expertise. Arledge Law Firm is your local professional law firm that really cares about their clients, and it shows. Whatever the situation you're facing, call 828-287-3338. Let the professional team go to work for you.
There's a new business in Rutherford County called Southside Pizza, owned and operated by none other than the owner of Gregor's Original. So you know it's got to be delicious. They're located right across from Florence Baptist Church at 235 South Powell Street in Forest City, offering wings, pizza by the slice, a salad bar, grinders, pasta dishes, or specialty pizzas. Dine in or call in your orders, 828-305-7867. That's Southside Pizza on Powell Street in Forest City. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 until 8, Friday and Saturdays, 11 till 9, closed Sunday and Monday.
At Insurance Service Associates, we want to be your insurance agent. We try to make it easier for you. When you ask, we will shop your insurance with multiple companies. We don't charge extra fees for making a payment. You can come by our office, or with many of our companies, you can pay us over the phone. Many of our customers come through our drive-thru. We want to make it simple because life is already too complicated. Insurance Service Associates, 245 East Main Street, or you can call us at 245-5301.
Well, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department said deputies are investigating following a shooting that injured one person on Tuesday night. Deputies said they responded to the area of Silver Plate Grill Road after someone reported the shooting. Now, according to deputies, one person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries following that incident. Deputies confirmed with Fox News that there is no threat to the public. So if we find out any other information on this, we will pass that along to you. Well, we've got sports coming up in about 30 seconds. Speaking of sports, I'll go ahead and give you our weekend rundown. Coming up on Saturday, we got Tar Heel basketball. It's the Tar Heels and Syracuse. It's going to be an early afternoon game, 11:30 for that countdown to tip-off. Tip-off should be at around 1 o'clock. Now, the Tar Heels beat NC State last night, 67-54. Let's see what they can do against Syracuse. Tar Heels and Syracuse Saturday, 11:30, countdown to tip-off, 1 o'clock tip-off. You can hear that game right here on Pure Country.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Rixby. R.J. Davis scoring 16 points, leading number 7 North Carolina over North Carolina State last night, 67-54 at PNC Arena.
We've been in positions like this. That's what Coach Davis and the rest of the coaching staff said. That's why we play the schedule we played early on in the year to put us in great positions and know what we're to do in these type of situations.
Tar Heels coach Hubert Davis says it was all about defense.
They're sticking to the game plan. They're taking individual one-on-one battles seriously, competitively, getting stops.
A disappointed Wolfpack coach Kevin Keats.
And I think our defense started suffering because we didn't make shots.
Nick Saban, Pete Carroll, both moving on. Here's Gethin Coolbaugh.
The 72-year-old Saban compiled a 206-29 record and a 16-7 mark in bowl games. Overall, Saban owns a record of 297, 71-1 in 28 college seasons between Bama, LSU, Michigan State, and Toledo. Saban also coached the NFL's Miami Dolphins in 2005 and 2006, going 15-17. Pete Carroll is out after 14 seasons as head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. The 72-year-old coach, who is responsible for 2 NFC championships and the only Super Bowl title in franchise history, is moving into an advisory role with the organization, according to a statement from owner Jody Allen on Wednesday. Seattle closed the regular season at 9-8 with a 21-20 win at Arizona on Sunday. The Seahawks missed the playoffs for the second time in 3 years, but made it to the postseason 10 times under Carroll. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Keegan Murray scoring 25 points last night, and the Sacramento Kings beat the Charlotte Hornets 123-98 for their second straight victory. You're listening to NCN Sports.
My name is Rebecca. I struggled with depression for years. I also smoked. That was my world. Finally, I realized that smoking wasn't helping me. It was making my life worse. So I took control, and I quit. Now I'm able to run again and take walks with my grandkids. My tip is there's another world out there, and it's a beautiful place to be.
Brought to you by NCDHHS and developed by CDC. For more information on quitting tobacco, go to quitlinenc.com.
Medicaid eligibility has expanded in North Carolina. Health care is now within your reach. If you previously applied for Medicaid and did not qualify due to income, now there is an option for you to get the health care coverage you need at medicaid.nc.gov. Today, even more North Carolinians are eligible, including single adults. Keep yourself and your family healthy. Enroll now at medicaid.nc.gov. That's medicaid.nc.gov. This message brought to you by Care for Carolina.
Baseball's new highest paid player will get plenty of national TV exposure this season. Here's Steve Kathan.
ESPN is hoping for plenty of this.
That's driven out to center field. That's got some sound. Ohtani-san has done it again.
Shohei Ohtani, the hitter, will be on display in 2 of the first 3 primetime baseball telecasts by ESPN, with his new team, the Dodgers, going up against the Cardinals March 31st and Padres April 14th. The network is airing 2 earlier LA games that take place in South Korea. Ohtani signed a 10-year, $700 million contract with the Dodgers. He'll be in the lineup as a hitter, but pitching will have to wait as he recovers from elbow surgery. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Carolina Hurricanes back in action tonight. They'll be at home at PNC Arena with the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim at 7 o'clock. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Compassion, commitment, and professionalism. These are the qualities family members need at a time of sorrow. That's why families in Rutherford County turn to Harrelson Funeral Home. The professional staff at Harrelson Funeral Home in Forest City understands your sadness, your loneliness, and your need for guidance. You'll know when you turn to Harrelson Funeral Home that your deepest concerns will be felt. You need someone to listen and guide you through the process of planning a funeral. That's why you need Harrelson Funeral Home. To make it easier on you at that difficult time, plan early for services you'll want for your loved ones. Call Harrelson Funeral Home today. That phone number is 657-6383. See why Harrelson Funeral Home is the choice for you. 1251 Highway 221A, Forest City.
Robbins Paint and Carpet is a friend of folks who do their own jobs around the house and friends of the professional. And they're the home of Benjamin Moore Premium Quality Paint. Benjamin Moore goes on easy the first time, every time, so save yourself some time. And Robbins also provides expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on the team at Robbins Paint and Carpet and Floor Covering today, 245-8801. That's 245-8801. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 206 Commercial Drive in Forest City. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale. And your forecast for today, looking for sunshine with highs around 60 degrees. Clear tonight, lows around 33, but we're also going to see clouds start slowly moving in. Then tonight, cloudy, a wintry mix. Isolated thunderstorms. Highs around tomorrow, eventually around 50 degrees. Now, partly cloudy for tomorrow night. Still got that chance of showers and still maybe some thunderstorms with lows tomorrow night around 30 to 35 degrees, but that wind chill is going to make it as low as 27 degrees. Now, something is going to fall, a 100% chance for tomorrow morning, and then for the evening, 60% chance. Then by Saturday, sunny, highs around 50. Clear overnight, lows around 25. That wind chill as low as 20. For Sunday, sunny, highs around 50. Sunday night, partly cloudy, lows around 30. Monday, partly cloudy, highs around 50. Tuesday, partly cloudy, maybe a chance of snow showers. Highs around 40 degrees, but that wind chill as low as 25 degrees. So there's another weather maker to look at. Partly cloudy for Tuesday with a low around 17. That wind chill as low as 9 degrees. Then by Wednesday, sunny, highs around 45. That wind chill as low as 8 degrees. It's going to be cold next week. Partly cloudy, lows around 23 with a wind chill as low as 18. We'll kind of get back to normal by Thursday of next week. Sunshine, highs warming around 50 degrees. We'll stay on top of the weather. See what's going to happen within the next few days. 28 degrees right now. Well, the United States Department of Justice has announced a Tennessee man was charged for an armed bank robbery that happened in Asheville in 2022. Now, according to the department, on November the 9th, 2022, at around 4:20 in the afternoon, 36-year-old Paul Gordon Day entered PNC Bank branch at 8 Old Henry Avenue across the street from the federal courthouse. He entered the bank, walked up to the teller counter, held up a firearm, demanding money from the tellers, that according to the department. According to trial evidence, the tellers complied, gave him the cash. He then fled the scene on a bicycle. However, the tellers also included a GPS tracking device hidden within the money. This allowed law enforcement to track the GPS device and determine it was located inside a vehicle traveling on I-26 toward Weaverville. Now, law enforcement conducted a traffic stop of the vehicle, arrested Day, who was the sole driver and occupant of the vehicle. They also searched the vehicle and recovered the firearm, stolen cash, and the GPS tracking device, the bicycle, and numerous articles of clothing worn by Day during the commission of the robbery, that according to officials. Now, Day was convicted of the crime on Wednesday, January the 9th, and charged with bank robbery using a dangerous weapon. This carries a maximum statutory sentence of 25 years in prison. He's also facing a charge of possession and brandishing of a firearm
in furtherance of a crime of violence, which carries a minimum of 7 years in prison, consecutive to any term of imprisonment imposed. A sentencing date has not yet been set. Well, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, confirmed to News 10 that they are investigating the Colleton County Clerk of Court. Rebecca Hill, the subject at the center of Alex Murdaugh's appeal for a new murder trial, is being investigated regarding her alleged interactions with a jury in the Murdaugh trial. SLED is also investigating allegations she used her position for personal gain, that according to state officials. A spokesperson for SLED did not return comment when asked about when the investigation began. Hill's son, Jeffrey Hill, technology director for Colleton County, was arrested by state agents in November on wiretapping charges. Rebecca Hill has recently come under fire publicly after the co-author of her book, Behind the Doors of Justice, The Murdaugh Murders, announced last month that the book would be unpublished after he discovered she had plagiarized a section. Rebecca Hill admitted fault and apologized publicly. The appeal from Murdaugh's legal team hinges on allegations that Rebecca Hill was involved in jury tampering. The 65-page filing for a new trial included affidavits, transcript records, and portions of Hill's book. One juror's affidavit states that Rebecca Hill told the jury before Murdaugh testified not to be fooled by the evidence presented by Murdaugh's attorneys. A second affidavit claims that Rebecca Hill told the jurors not to let the defense mislead the jury. Murdaugh's attorneys also allege Rebecca Hill fabricated a story about a Facebook page to get a juror to be removed. They claim they had not had any jurors contradict what's been alleged. Rebecca Hill has denied these allegations. WIS News 10 reached out to her attorney for a request for a comment, but have not yet heard back. A status conference for the appeal will take place in Richland County on January the 16th. The motion hearing will take place January the 29th. Former South Carolina Supreme Court Chief Justice Jean Toll will hear the request for a new trial. If Murdaugh's murder conviction is appealed, he will not be walking free. He was sentenced in November 27th. He was sentenced in November to 27 years for state financial crimes after taking a plea deal. And a lot of that was stealing money from a lot of his clients. Well, another deal about that book, the co-author of that book about the Alex Murdaugh trial said he is going to donate his share of the profit to the Stephen Smith Memorial Foundation. Neil Gordon, who co-wrote the book Behind the Doors of Justice with Rebecca Hill, in late December 2022, it was discovered that Hill had plagiarized the books, and she admitted to it. Gordon then announced his intentions to stop selling the book immediately. However, because of their publishing agreement with Amazon, there was a delay in removing the book from circulation, and as of January the 8th, 900 copies had already been sold since the plagiarism came to light. When Becky Hill's husband unpublished our book, Kindle and Autobook Online, December 22nd, we were under the impression that sales would cease immediately, that according to Gordon. He went on to say when sales continued, we examined our publishing agreement and discovered it takes more time to remove a book from circulation. Gordon said his net share of the royalties comes out to be $2.50 per unit. The December and January proceeds of which will not be available until February and March. Once Gordon receives the net proceeds, he said he is donating 100% of his share of the profits to Low Country charities. He said, we want this money that came out of a bad choice to be used for good, and a lot of the money will be going to the Stephen Smith Memorial Foundation. Who is Stephen Smith? Well, that's another person who was found dead that seemed to be connected to the Alex Murdaugh family. Well, the suspect in a September crash that killed 3 teens in Chesney appeared in bond court yesterday morning. Channel 7 News was the only station in the courtroom when 18-year-old Juan Pablo Ortega Picado appeared before a judge on charges of reckless driving resulting in a homicide, driving without a license. Investigators said Picado was driving 109 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, saw a truck pulling out of a driveway, veered off the road to avoid the truck in the September 29, 2023 crash on Fairfield Road just west of Chesney. The car hit a mailbox, trees, then caught fire, according to investigators. 3 teenagers died in that crash. The Spartanburg County Coroner's Office identified them as 18-year-old Jeffrey Scott Wallace of Chesney, along with brothers 17-year-old Vladimir Robinski and 15-year-old Vitili Rubinsky, both of Cowpens. Picardo did not have a driver's license at the time of the crash. He was given a $21,000 bond, will be on GPS home detention when he is released. Well, 2 women were found shot to death in a car in Cleveland County, and a man has been charged with 2 counts of murder, that according to the sheriff's office. 2 women were found on January the 8th in a car in the driveway of a home on Kaiser Road, that according to deputies. Now, while on the scene, deputies said they got a call that the suspect in the shooting was at a home on Oak Grove Clover Hill Church Road. Deputies said they found the suspect, Thomas Gene Eaker, at the home. Eaker is charged with 2 counts of murder and is in jail with no bond. The women were identified as Laurie Ann Marks and Kimberly Renee McNeely. During the investigation, deputies said they discovered that Marks and Eaker were in a dating relationship, but Eaker's exact motivation for the shooting is still under investigation. Well, U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert has been cleared of domestic violence allegations made by her ex-husband during an altercation at a Colorado restaurant, police said yesterday. Jason Boebert had been accused, he accused the Congresswoman of punching him in the face, but he later recanted, Silt police said in a statement. The restaurant did not have any surveillance video recording at the time, and no witnesses came forward to provide a statement about what happened, that according to police. Now, it was said, due to the lack of any evidence, the allegations of domestic violence against Representative Lauren Boebert are unfounded, and the investigation into her is closed, that according to police. Now, Jason Boebert was arrested on Tuesday for 3rd-degree criminal trespass, obstruction, and disorderly conduct in connection with the restaurant incident, that according to Kite, along with other charges pursued by county authorities. He was released the same day, according to jail records. Jason Boebert did not immediately respond for a request for comment. It's unclear what happened at the Miners Claim restaurant, but Boebert's campaign released a statement on Sunday which she said she did not punch Jason in the face and no one was arrested. I will be consulting with my lawyer about the false claims he made against me and evaluate all of my legal options, unquote. GOP caucus meets on Capitol Hill while Colorado police are investigating this altercation. Jason Boebert did not respond to earlier requests for comment, that according to the Associated Press, but previously told the Denver Post that he called police on Sunday morning to say he did not want to press charges. Boebert, a Republican who has served 2 terms in the U.S. House representing the western side of Colorado, announced on December the 27th that she was switching congressional districts this year to run for a seat representing the eastern side of the state. The seat is open with the retirement of Republican U.S. Representative Ken Buck. Now, in her current district, Boebert likely would have to face a Democrat challenger who nearly defeated her in the 2022 general election, who has so far outraised her. In September, Boebert and a guest were kicked out of a musical performance of Beetlejuice in Denver after guests complained they were vaping, singing, using cell phones, causing a disturbance. She later apologized. In her relatively short time in Washington, Boebert built a national profile and has aligned with the extreme right wing of the GOP. Her assertive style has grabbed headlines, but most famously when she heckled President Joe Biden during his 2022 State of the Union address. Well, the parents of the 17-year-old Iowa student who killed 1 person and injured 7 others in a shooting at Perry High School last week released a public statement on Monday afternoon. Authorities say Dylan Butler had a pump-action shotgun and a small-caliber handgun when he shot and killed 11-year-old Amir Joliffe before classes started on Thursday morning, January the 4th. Now, Butler wounded 7 others, including 4 students and 3 staffers, before he killed himself. Authorities have provided no information about a possible motive or how Butler, who they believe acted alone, obtained the firearms. The full statement from Jack and Aaron Butler read, from the office of Mark Powell, attorney for Jack and Aaron Butler, as the minutes and hours have passed since the horrors our son Dylan inflicted on the victims, the Perry School, and the community, we've been trying to make sense out of the senselessness. We are simply devastated, and our grief for the deceased, his family, the wounded, and their families is immeasurable. When we dropped our son off for school on January the 4th, we had no inkling he intended the horrible violence he was about to inflict. On the way to school, Dylan had been discussing with us future plans and felt like he was ready to get back to school after the Christmas vacation and the start of a new semester. Dylan's sister, our daughter, was in the school at the time of the shooting. We simply do not understand how this could happen and why Dylan chose to do what he did. Perry is our home and beloved community. We would never wish harm and pain that Dylan's actions caused on anyone, and we could not have imagined that Dylan would carry out such a heinous act. Our family has to mourn and bury our son and live with his terrible legacy. We cannot repay the grace we've been shown in public and private. We are helping authorities and will continue to help to provide answers to the question of why our son committed this senseless crime. Through God's grace, we hope the answers can be found and that those answers will prevent other young people from harming others. At this time, our family has no further comment. That from Jack and Aaron Butler.
Love and a way to let go of anxieties about the future. At Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside, we make the pre-planning process as simple as possible. Feel free to browse our online pre-planning resources or call us today to schedule a no-hassle in-person consultation with a licensed funeral director and pre-planner. Pre-planning is all about ensuring that your wishes are known so they can be acted upon when the time comes. Pre-planning can protect your family from the ravages of inflation and let the family clearly know of your wishes. Please call us today at Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside at 828-657-6322.
Spring has sprung, and the folks at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment are ready to play ball. Come out and see the all-star lineup of Spartan mowers, Husqvarna saws, and Red Max blowers and trimmers, with financing available. Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment has all the bases covered with a full inventory of seed, fertilizer, and bulk landscape supplies, and they deliver. So slide on into Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment at 221 Daniel Road in Forest City, or call 828-287-8778. And go Braves!
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Listening to the radio, driving in your car. Radio gets results. Radio is there no matter where you are. Radio gets results. When you need to get your message through, people really do listen to you. Coming through loud and clear, no matter what you're telling, no matter what you're selling, everyone will hear. Radio gets results. Radio gets results. Radio gets results. Radio gets results.
We are 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Where we're up to 28 degrees at 12 minutes before 9 o'clock. Have you ever heard that old saying? Well, it's not really much of an old saying. It's just something I've heard people say here and there. While some people are opening Christmas gifts at Christmas, other people are opening their veins. Well, there's a new epidemic in America. It's debilitating, and it even has deadly consequences. That problem? It's loneliness. And according to the U.S. Surgeon General, he's hoping to generate awareness and offer remedies before it claims more lives. He said, most of us probably think of loneliness as just a bad feeling. He told USA Today, it turns out that loneliness has far greater implications for our health. It's associated with the increased risk of heart disease, dementia, stroke, and premature death. 1 in 2 adults in the United States is living with measurable levels of loneliness, more than have diabetes, that according to Murphy.
Data from the University of Michigan shows that 34% of people ages 50 to 80 describe feelings of loneliness in January 2023, compared with 27% in October of 2018. A Harvard study conducted in 2020 found that 39% of people reported feeling serious loneliness, 61% of adults ages 18 to 25. As researchers track record levels of self-reported loneliness, public health leaders are banding together across to address this epidemic. The world is becoming lonelier, and there's some very, very worrisome consequences that, according to Jeremy Noble, a Harvard professor whose foundation launched an initiative called Project Unlonely. It won't just make you miserable, but loneliness can kill you. That's why it's a crisis, he said. Loneliness occurs when the connections a person needs in life are greater than the connections they have, that according to Murphy. Not everyone feels loneliness the same way or for the same reason, which is why it's so complicated to address. Noble argues that there are 3 types of loneliness: psychological, social, and existential. Psychological loneliness feels like not having anyone to confide in or trust. Social is feeling symptomatically excluded because of a characteristic like your gender, your race, your disability. Existential or spiritual loneliness is a feeling of disconnected from oneself. Loneliness can worsen as a result of a trauma, illness, the effects of aging. Populations that report a high prevalence of loneliness include people with poor physical and mental health, disabilities, or financial insecurity, as well as those who live alone, are single parents, or older. Loneliness can be exacerbated by technology taking the place of human interaction, which helps you explain why young people report the highest rates. COVID-19 prompted a boom in delivery services and Zoom meetings. As a result, there are fewer opportunities for Americans to interact in person, that according to Murphy. People are more likely to change jobs or move due to the rise in remote work, which can disrupt meaningful connections. Research shows feeling lonely is more common among heavy users of social media. One more time, no, do that one more time. Research shows feeling lonely is more common among heavy users of social media. Although likes and followers may momentarily feel good, they don't foster genuine connectedness, that according to Murphy. He went on to say the Harvard study found that about half of young adults reported that no one in the past few weeks had taken more than just a few minutes to ask how they were doing in a way that made them feel like the person genuinely cared. You can be surrounded by a lot of people. You can have lots of followers or connections on social media, but not necessarily feel you've got somebody who knows you or shows up for you when there's a crisis. How can it affect your health? There's another reason why experts are homing in on loneliness as a growing problem. It can harm a person's mental and physical health. Tackling this massive problem could mean addressing the greatest preventable risk factor for depression, anxiety, addiction, suicide, and self-harm, that according to Noble. The U.S. Surgeon General's advisory report found that loneliness increases the risk of premature death by 26%. Isolation by 29%. Living in loneliness is equivalent to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day, that according to Murphy. Feeling lonely increases a person's risk of heart disease by 29%, the risk of a stroke by 32%, according to the American Heart Association. Researchers are still learning why loneliness causes negative health outcomes, but they have a few hypotheses. Loneliness could trigger stress hormones that cause inflammation and dysregulate bodily functions, that according to Lindsley Kobusky, public health professor at the University of Michigan. Feeling lonely could cause people to adopt unhealthy behaviors such as poor diet, smoking, and substance abuse. Lonely people may also be motivated to seek preventive care, adhere to medication, and take care of themselves, that according to Noble. Experts say recognition and awareness.
It'll be a noticeably gusty and breezy day. But the conditions will be improving.
One person died and at least 2 others are in critical condition after a storm blew through a Claremont neighborhood in Catawba County this afternoon. There's no word on what caused the death. NCN Special Report, I'm Chip Hamlin.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text KICK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text KICK to 321-321. That's KICK to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone, and